Punch. In addition to snow, this system brought dangerously high winds leading to snow drifts several feet high in some places and whiteout conditions at times.
All right, let's take a look now at the roadways outside. This is along the Shoreway, right outside of our station here, finding that traffic is moving along well tonight as things considered are out there. Could be potentially a lot worse. That thanks in part to most schools in the area calling off their classes today and the city ordering businesses to send employees home early due to the weather. Good evening, everyone. Good to have you here with us at 6. We have all the latest closings scrolling at the bottom of your screen tonight. And we also have live team coverage tonight with the latest on the road conditions and snow totals all across Northeast Ohio. But first of all, let's go straight to Dick Goddard for more on the storm and what to expect overnight. Dick?
Okay, well, we've all shared in these winds that have gusted at times above 40 miles an hour and the wind chills that have been running below zero. Snowfall, per usual. What a wide variety. Here in the city, up the shoreline to Euclid, 1 to 2 inches of new snow since it began late on Sunday. Out in Ashtabula County, Marty McDowell at Lenox, right in the heart of Ashtabula County. We're going to go in on the major echoes right now emanating from Lake Erie. 15.5 inches. That's not far from Jefferson. And we had a report from John in Aurora. That's northern Portage County. And he figures just less than a foot of snow over about the last 18 hours. And we are going to move it here and show you the extent of the lake effect. And the Lake Huron really has been a big contributor to what has happened out in the eastern areas. But look at Lake Michigan doing its thing over South Bend, Indiana, LaPorte, Indiana. Chicago does not get lake effect, but anyway, that's how it's setting up, and this radar will testify to what Lake Huron is doing, contributing quite a bit of moisture and causing that lake effect snow. So what a disparate amount of snow, from an inch to over a foot of snow in some areas. So goes lake effect. We're not done with it, as we shall see.
All right. Thank you, Dick. See you later in the hour. And
he alluded to it right there. When this next storm finally hits Fox 8, your official school closing station, we'll have any closings first and fastest in town. On the bottom of your screen, we'll have a complete list of the closings on fox8.com. Well, looking to avoid what happened last Wednesday, when the snow led to a gridlock in downtown Cleveland, the city took action today.
So, did it work? Kevin Freeman live now in Cleveland with more. What have you found, Kevin?
Well, it appears it did work, not seeing that nightmare gridlock that we saw last week. This is Carnegie Avenue around East 70th Street. As you can see, hardly a car on the street. You can actually see the pavement there. Not only did the city have people leave downtown in phases, but they had police officers helping to direct traffic at major intersections downtown and in University Circle. Again, in the city of Cleveland, Mayor Frank Jackson asked downtown offices and businesses today to implement a staggered early dismissal of their employees. That, of course, was to avoid that gridlock that paralyzed the city during a snowstorm last week when everyone tried to leave downtown at the same time. The city says that tonight it has 50 crews on 12-hour shifts to clear the main and secondary roads and 28 more crews to clear the residential streets. The high winds also affected travel today, reducing that visibility, and even people who were not driving found it hard to get around and bitterly cold.
Oh my God, and they say Chicago is the windy city. They have no clue. No clue in Chicago what we go through down here on Lakeside in Ontario.
Well, how are you keeping warm?
I've got layer upon layer upon layer and come out as little as possible.
Hey man, it's ridiculous, man. Y'all need to stay in your homes, man. It's real cold outside, man. Real cold.
Why don't you have on a bigger coat?
I don't know, man. I didn't think it was gonna be this windy down here, man. It's real bad down here on the lake, man.
And windy it is. That's the big problem here, the blowing snow and the bitterly cold temperatures if you're outside. The Cleveland police said that there are accidents around, so even though this looks pretty good here, there are accidents around the city. We also want to let you know that county offices, of course, are closed today, but they will reopen at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's 10 o'clock for all Cuyahoga County offices. And remember that there is also a snow emergency parking ban in effect across the city.
Kevin dressed beautifully for the weather again today.
Keep that hat on. Keep warm, Kevin. Thanks so much.
I'll try my best.
All right.
We have cameras all across the city checking out the weather situation. We're using these cameras, which are up on high, to monitor the weather gridlock tonight. And what a difference a few days make as compared to last week. Here's one of our shots right there. Traffic moving very, very smoothly, easily. People going slower than usual, but that's okay. Let's take a look at another one. There's another wide shot there. Again, Wilma, you know, last Wednesday it was horrible all over town. Not bad at all right here, judging from these pictures. One more shot we can show you, I do believe. Maybe not. All right, that's it. But generally speaking, traffic patterns very good, at least compared to this time last week.
Boy, I would say so. A level 2 snow emergency, however, has been issued for Medina County, the secondary snow belt, getting hammered today, along with everyone else. Let's go to Fox 8's Dave Nethers with more on this part of the story tonight. Dave?
Yeah, it's again the wind and the bitter cold in Medina County that have authorities there urging caution tonight because of the icy roads and the blowing snow. It has really been all anyone can do to try and keep the roads and the driveways and the walkways and everything else clean. About the only people we met today who don't seem to mind are those who are making money removing it. Even for them, however, this has been a very challenging day. Some who we met planned to plow the same locations this evening that they had earlier already plowed, well aware that this is expected to continue throughout the night and the day tomorrow as well. So how do you keep going?
It's a lot of coffee and a lot of food in the truck, and we'll probably go until all night tonight and probably all day tomorrow.
With no sleep?
With no sleep.
Since 3 a.m. on Monday.
So we've gone 36 hours straight before, so hopefully the trucks hold up and we can keep on going.
Well, 36 hours straight. I hope he gets a nap because bad enough driving on these slick roads out there, but to do so sleepy probably would only add to the problems. Dangerous out there. We have also surveyed Summit County this evening. I can tell you in the Bath Township area, the Fair Lawn area, roads are a mess, as they are just about everywhere.
All right, Dave, thank you. Talking about the roads, many people still trying to make their way home tonight or thinking about going out. Let's find out more about our road conditions. Lori Taylor has been in Ground Fox for us today. Hi, Lori. Where are you now, and how are the roads there?
Wilma, we are on 271 southbound. We just passed Chagrin Boulevard, and depending on where you are, will determine how bad the roads are. And in our case here, we are down to a couple of lanes. The snow is coming down so hard. Worse than that, it's blowing so hard that as ODOT makes its way down the highway, the wind just does damage. Let me just show you ODOT passing us on the northbound lane. But anyway, we have seen some really treacherous roads, 422 westbound. But I will tell you, because there's so few of us out here on the road, traffic moving at about 40 miles per hour. So it's really a good news story out here tonight, even though the roads can be bad in spots.
All right, Lori, thanks for that. We'll check again with you a little later in the hour. The biting winds are also making a mess out east. This is in Lake County I'm talking about. The bitter cold and snow have added up to a very busy day for tow truck drivers. They've been retrieving vehicles from ditches after spinouts on snow-covered Interstate 90. Other vehicles just will not start or have broken down in these bone-chilling temperatures. The blowing, drifting snow has also made for a very slow commute on Interstate 480 today. Icy bridge surfaces could be especially treacherous for drivers. Always be careful on bridges. In Garfield Heights, as in many other communities, the plows just could not keep up with the snowy, slushy mess on the roadways or in the parking lots.
And let's talk about the skies right now. They might not be as friendly as some travelers would like with the wind and all the snow out there. With more on that part of the story, joined live now by Fox 8's Sean Tellich, who's live in Strongsville. JT, a very rough day today at Hopkins.
Absolutely. You know, some of those boards at Hopkins International Airport were blinking the wrong kind of colors today. That meant some flights were either canceled and or delayed. We had word that about 6 flights this morning were canceled, but it didn't mean that the folks who were heading to the airport or coming from it were not using the latest in technology to keep track as to whether or not their flight would be on time or when they could board the flight. And when we were at the terminal, the flow of travelers was constant but not harried. Flights scheduled to come here to take folks elsewhere might have been delayed due to tougher weather in other spots, and the ports had too much of the holiday colors, red for canceled and of course green for on time. The timing of this storm, about 12 days before Christmas, made for the situation not being a frenzied one. Folks checked ahead, kept moving, well, or at least when I wasn't interrupting their day.
Well, Continental notified me last night I was supposed to fly to Houston via Chicago, but I was rebooked on a direct flight departing at 12:50, so it looks like everything's on time.
It looks like that we're going to get out hopefully on time. If not, then I am prepared to stay another day or two.
We got on the plane, we sat there for about an hour, and then they said, well, you know, crosswinds are too bad, plane's too small, everybody get off, and we'll see about getting you booked on something else.
Little bit of a harried situation for that traveler, but everything's safe and sound so far as we can report. If you want more information about flights coming into and out of Hopkins, you can do it on the mobile way. Go mobile.fox8.com. Want word on the airport down the Canton-Akron Airport? You can go to fox8.com, go to our traffic page, and we'll keep you abreast of what's going on in that airport and flights coming into and out of. That's the situation here in Strongsville. We'll send it back to you, Lou.
All right, John, patience, one of many words of the day today. As always, really appreciate getting pictures from you, our viewers, during winter events like this one. Art in Brook Park sent us this shot of their Yorkie named Pooh Minnie. Wilma finding the dog very cute. Dick got her too. She's still wearing her Browns coat even though they have no chance at the playoff, because really what matters here is staying warm, and that's what she's doing
loyal,
in that shot right there. Kay and Byron McCroskey sent in this shot from Dorset. That's in Jefferson County. Look at some snow-covered bird feeders in their yard there. They say they have 2 feet of snow easy, and it was just coming down, still coming down when they took this shot for us. And how about this shot? This picture shows just how dangerous it could be on the roads in some places today. This is westbound Taylor Amy Road in Auburn Township. The driver here going about 25 miles an hour. The road there, as you can tell, clearly barely visible. Once again, when the snow starts piling up in your neighborhood, snap a picture and send it to tips@fox8.com. You can also upload your winter weather pictures on our website, and we might use one of your shots anytime, you never know, on the air.
You know what, it was a very difficult warning for many people here in Northeast Ohio, but none more so than firefighters.
Forced to fight Mother Nature and flames at the very same time after local business burns in the middle of the winter storm.
With 2 major snowstorms in just 1 week, some schools are very close now to using up all of their calamity days for the year. What happens then? Well, we found out.
Mayor Frank Jackson speaking out today about the Cleveland City School Superintendent's surprising announcement that he's leaving.
And it's enough to make sports fans rejoice. Northeast Ohio brought home a national championship over the weekend. Richard.
A snowfall of 1 inch to over 15 inches. The problem really is the blowing and drifting of the snow. We get into blizzard conditions from time to time. What qualifies as a blizzard? I'll let you know.
Well, actually, compared to what we've seen before and what we saw earlier today, this is a mighty fine picture here. This is the intersection of 9th and Lakeside in downtown Cleveland tonight. It is very cold and very windy, but traffic, and you can see the wind right there, but people are moving smoothly and easily tonight, so that is a very, very good thing to see.
It does look pretty good comparatively.
Well, a Lorain County teenager found out exactly how dangerous clearing the snow can be in some neighborhoods.
Fox 8 News reporter Jack Shea joining us live now with more on the story. Hello, Jack.
Hi, Lou and Wilma. It turns out that this young man was helping his father remove snow from their driveway when he was hit by a truck. It happened this morning on Butternut Ridge Road in Carlisle Township in Lorain County. We are told that 18-year-old Jason White, as we were saying earlier, was helping his father clear the driveway. At one point, Jason pushed a load of snow across the road, and when he tried to return, he was clipped by the mirror of a pickup truck. The victim's sister tells Fox 8 News that he suffered head and facial injuries that are not considered life-threatening. The State Highway Patrol says the accident is a reminder that in most cases, people who are removing snow must yield to traffic.
「
Fox 8 News reporter Jack Shea reporting live from Lorain County.
」
Well, actually, compared to what we saw earlier today, this is a mighty fine picture here. This is the intersection of 9th and Lakeside in downtown Cleveland tonight. It is very cold and very windy, but people who are removing snow must yield to traffic.
I guess the pickup truck had the choice of either the car or Jason, and he was too close to the road, so he got hit with the side mirror.
You know, when we're out doing things, it's cold, we're shoveling, sometimes we might lose track, you know, of where we are, where the edge lines to the roads are because they're covered with snow.
The side mirror.
You know, when we're out doing things, it's cold, we're shoveling, sometimes we might lose track, you know, of where we are, where the edge lines to the roads are because they're covered with snow.
And tonight, 18-year-old Jason White is in stable condition at Metro Health Medical Center in Cleveland. A very fortunate young man. Lou and Wilma?
Boy, I'd say so, Jack. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, I found myself in the middle of the street today with a snowblower thinking, what if somebody loses control just going around my street? You don't want to take that kind of,
Gotta be
that
careful.
kind of a chance. Yeah, you really do.
And you know, you couldn't tell sometimes because the winds were so severe with the blowing snow. You just have to watch yourselves out there. How much more blowing snow coming our way?
Well, it's going to keep coming, Wilma and Lou, overnight and into the day tomorrow. It'll begin to relent gradually tomorrow, but again, as you saw within the last week or so, all of a sudden it looks like it's kind of on its way out, and then you get a burst of snow from Lake Erie. I would think many people are envying our meteorological marmot, the groundhog, now, asleep in their burrows. Anyway, we, from time to time, have gotten into blizzard conditions. There are rules, but you may call a blizzard anything that interferes with travel. But winds of 35 miles an hour or more, visibilities less than a quarter mile, qualify as a blizzard. But curiously, snow does not have to be falling to get a blizzard. There's a thing called a ground blizzard. We've been in and out of that today. Is this remarkable or what? That's a pretty good snow echo we had out here, and within a number of minutes it really became quite minimal. Thank you, Andre. We still have that snow streak out here where they've had, as Marty McDowell reported earlier, 15.5 inches since the first flakes began yesterday evening. Look at Lake Michigan. Is that a setup? And this is LaPorte. Chicago doesn't get lake effect. They occasionally get the hawk, the northeast wind, but they don't share in the witch, the north or northwest winds and wind. And here is what we are getting on this end of the Great Lakes. But anyway, I think this pretty well testifies as to what the Great Lakes can do. A lot of this stuff coming down in Ashtabula County, you can blame Lake Huron for that. 17 degrees currently here, Mansfield at 9, wind chills below zero. They'll be there tonight, they'll be there tomorrow. And if your kids are headed for school tomorrow, obviously cover as much flesh as possible, help the animals, look after the seniors, food for the birds, get them through this tough. There is a light at the end of the weather tunnel. It'll take a while, though, I'm afraid. 17 degrees currently here. You see up at Green Bay, 10. Minneapolis, where they had 17 to 21 inches of snow. They were on the north side of that low. Remember, I told you get on the north side of these systems coming out of the panhandle. That's where you really get the heavy snow. But pretty much everybody's sharing in very cold temperatures. Here's a high trying to move in. And we may even have a glint of sunshine southwest and south of Cleveland tomorrow. For the rest of us, basically cloudy, and we are going to continue to deal with that component coming around that nor'easter there over New England, and we're not going to get out of this till sometime Wednesday. The winter storm warning continues for the counties just to the west of Cleveland to the Pennsylvania line through 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. Here's the low, but the good news, it's going to take a while, though. The winds that bring this on are going to be backing up and turning more to a zonal west to east flow as we head into the weekend. 64 Miami, 63 Denver today. They almost tied out west, very warm. For tonight here, 8 to 14. Now that's the thermometer temperature, but the wind chills will certainly be below zero. And we could get another inch or so up to maybe 6 or 8 locally out in that snow belt. And that northwest wind unrelenting. It'll begin to relax a bit tomorrow, but still a very blustery day. A local squall is still possible. An additional trace up to maybe half a foot locally. And the wind chills to 5 below. Akron, Canton, you're near the single numbers tonight, and the mid-teens tomorrow. 23 tomorrow, we'll go with that. 13, and then we're going to get snowed on tomorrow from time to time. 26 Wednesday, some flakes left over. Tuesday looks like, what a beauty. 28 with partly sunny skies. We'll be around 30, I would say, Friday and Saturday, and a slight chance there could be a few flakes. But again, you got to stay up in the very latest. Of course, Andre and I will be here at 10, and Scott will be bright and early on duty tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock.
All right, Dick. Thank you.
Boy, it's a lot better now than all the shots we had earlier in the day, isn't it? And last week especially.
Ooh.
A live look now. This is Interstate 90 in downtown Cleveland. Moving along, not looking bad. That's great.
Yeah, we like that because we know what it could be, and
Yes.
perhaps, in fact, assuredly will be again, Dick, another weather system out there and on the way.
Yeah, it's remarkable how we talk about how difficult it is to indicate snow accumulations due to lake effect. Radar will testify to that. I'd like to thank ODOT. Whoever was in charge of I-71, absolutely no problems coming up from Medina to Cleveland early this afternoon. They put down the brine solution on the dry pavement, which is required. They have to do it while it's dry, and they did a great job. We're going to go in here and again show you how once again, look at how green, and that testifies to a pretty good fall of snow out to the east of Cleveland, and then all of a sudden, it's gone. Not so up in Ashtabula, snow streak still coming in. Thank you, Lake Huron, for that. Lake Michigan seeing their lake effect. LaPorte and South Bend getting a pretty good shot of snow there. And there's the overall view. We'll give you another one here. Lake Huron, once again, is responsible for much of that snow that has fallen in Ashtabula County. Lake Erie contributing. The lake water temperature now 38 degrees. At this time last year, my weather book shows 41 degrees, the lake water. Each year it stays pretty well in line, and we've had some clearing out there, dry air trying to get in here. We might see a bit of sun locally tomorrow, especially south and southwest of greater Cleveland and Akron. In the meantime, we'll all share in this cold weather pattern. 17 at Hopkins now, and well, we'll do it again if you didn't. Well, how about that? I think you got it this time. We're below zero in the wind chill. Boy, that's nothing to laugh at. It's going to be that way overnight and through the day tomorrow, so prepare for that if you're heading out and about. Overall view, high pressure to our west trying to wedge in here. It'll have some success tomorrow as things finally, but not totally, begin to wind down. We do have that storm warning going until 7 a.m. Wednesday. Let's hope that is discontinued. Good news here, there's the low that has brought about what we have just seen, and here we go. Those winds are relaxing as we head towards the weekend. Won't be exactly warm. 23 our high today, came just after midnight. We had a 65 and a -3 for records, and look at these temperatures. 57 currently at Miami. They'd love to be up there at Denver, where they're at 61 degrees, and look how the country is divided meteorologically. The chill over the northeast and the warm to the southwest. 8 to 14 tonight. Additional accumulation could be nothing at all, up to even 6 or 8 inches. Locally would be no surprise. That would be the exception. And ditto tomorrow with clouds, some sun. A local squall still cannot be ruled out from Lake Erie. And here are the numbers. 23 at 26 Wednesday. Thursday looking, well, much better than the two predecessors at 28 and partly sunny. I think we got a shot at 30 both Friday and Saturday. A minimal chance there might be some flakes at that time. But again, you got to stay up in the very latest. We won't climb out of this until another 24 hours at least goes by.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Dick.
And when this next event finally hits, Fox 8 is your official school closing station. We'll have any closings fast. At first, on the bottom of your screen, seeing some there for tonight. We'll have a complete list all the time of the closings on fox8.com.
Boy, talking about traffic is one thing, but we have been reporting for you live from the roads tonight, all day today, to let you know just what you can expect. Lori Taylor in Ground Fox. Lori, good evening to you again. Where are you? What have you been seeing road-wise in your travels?
Good evening, Wilma. We just left the Independence area. We've made it on to 480, headed eastbound, and just passing Transportation Boulevard, suddenly the snow kicks up. We were 77 northbound for just the briefest period of time, and we were down to the pavement. But as we make our way east on 480, snow starting to blow across the pavement and starting to accumulate just a bit. And a heck of a traffic backup here. Not 10 minutes ago, they just cleared that car, and so as you can see, it's smooth going now. We're headed east. We know that in the Beechwood area, it's quite treacherous. The wind is blowing quite hard. A lot of snow there, as is down in the Bainbridge and Stolen area. So we're going to continue on our travels, Wilma, and I'll throw it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Lori.
Well, we all remember what happened in the city of Cleveland during that snowstorm last Wednesday. It was a bad situation. It was pure gridlock. People just couldn't get out of town. So today, nobody was taking any chances. Kevin Freeman is live now in Cleveland with more on this. Kevin, you were there last Wednesday, and it really was a mess. A lot better tonight.
Oh, totally different story tonight, Lou. Not the greatest road conditions, but this is Carnegie. You can see the pavement here, and traffic very light, moving along quite smoothly here. Now, police officers were directing traffic at key intersections downtown and in University Circle. Also today, Mayor Jackson asked downtown agencies to stagger the dismissal of their employees so that everyone wasn't trying to get out of town at the same time. That appeared to work. We also went up to Cleveland Heights earlier today. The snow was coming down fast and steady all day there as well. The main roads stayed relatively clear during the day. Many of those residential streets were snow covered at times. Classes for Cleveland and Cleveland Heights students and many others all canceled due to this weather. And in addition to drivers trying to get around in the snow, people walking on the streets had a tough time braving the wind, snow, and those bitterly cold temperatures.
I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm used to this weather, but I was supposed to travel back there today, and I decided, no, I'm going to stick it out and wait for the blizzard to go through town.
Yeah, I stay warm because I got thermals on, and I got this face mask to keep the air from blowing in my face. You know, so basically, you know, I'm pretty good.
3 layers of clothes, hoodies, pull-ups, long johns, and 2 pair of socks. And that's it.
Is it helping?
Oh yeah, it's knocking the breeze down a little bit, but not if I stay out here any longer.
I agree with that, so I let him go because he was getting cold. But here's a live look again at Carnegie and East 70th. Again, you can still see the pavement here, which is good news. We want to tell you that Cuyahoga County government offices will open at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so they're opening a little bit late. Also, there is a parking ban, a snow emergency parking ban in effect for the city of Cleveland. And police tell us that there are accidents scattered around the city, so please be careful. Not all roads look like this, and they are still slippery, and this wind and this blowing snow, the wind is just incredible.
So don't stay outside any longer than you have to. That is your cue, Kevin, to get inside.
Yes, I'm on my way there.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Well, level 2 snow emergency was issued for Medina County today.
Yes, the secondary snow belt was getting buried today. Fox 8's Dave Nethers here now with more on what happened. Dave?
Well, schools closed and people urged to stay home in Medina County today, but you know, that doesn't keep businesses from closing. Somebody's got to work at different places, and so it's been a challenging day for, among others, auto dealers. Take a look at this. Imagine being the person who has to not only clean the snow off of your own car, but on a lot full of automobiles that are being sold at Medina Auto Mall. Cars covered with about a half a foot of snow. This morning you can't sell a car. Actually, no one's going to buy a car if they don't see it first. So the challenge for employees here and other auto dealerships today has been to try and clear the snow off of the cars as well as keep the lot open for customers. That meant constantly moving the cars and then plowing and then moving them back.
With all the snow that's coming in, it's hard to keep up sometimes, you know, because we try to, you know, at least get all the used cars done and then we work our way to the new. But, you know, every morning we come in here and there's at least 5 to 6 inches of snow on top of each of the cars.
When you thought your job was tough, it is bitter cold out there, so imagine cleaning off all of those cars out there. Medina County, again, under a level 2 snow emergency tonight. We did notice on our crawl that the University of Akron's Medina campus is closed tonight, closed at 3 p.m. So conditions there, still a lot of the chance for ice on roads and blowing snow.
All right, Dave, thanks so much. The high winds in this winter storm are making it difficult at times for flights to get in and out of Cleveland Hopkins Airport. John Telich joining us with our team coverage now in Strongsville. How are things out there, JT?
All right, let's keep you updated. What's going on at Hopkins International Airport? Some of the share of cancellations, if you will, for some flights today going in and out of Hopkins International Airport. But folks heading to the airport to take their flights did use the latest in technology to keep abreast and to keep the travel as stress-free as possible. Sarah Schrody was on her way to Argentina to visit her son, who is doing a foreign studies program. She was keeping an eye on the boards as the red canceled signs blinked and competed with the green on-time signals. Red means Grinch, green means go during the holiday season. But most folks in the terminal were not as stressed as one would imagine. They checked with the airlines, seemed to be rather well informed on the travel woes that might upset them. So you could be going to Argentina or Orlando or Chicago, but no matter, folks left enough room to get to their gates on time.